Manifestation is a cheat code, but why is this cheat code that we are using isn't coming true? Why aren't our manifestations coming true? And why aren't they coming true quick? Like every spirituality guy out there is telling you, just script it out, meditate, manifest, say your affirmations, it's gonna come true. And it's gonna come true quick, but we don't see the results from those techniques. The only way our manifestations, we can use manifestation as a cheat code and to bring anything into our life that we want, our career, our desired reality, the amount of money we make. You have to become your manifestation, because you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. You have to become that guy that's making six figures a year. Okay, because the universe is a reflection, is it's a mirror. The universe reflects whatever energy you put out to it, it's going to reflect it back to you. Let's say I'm reflecting the energy of a stressed out, I'm poor, I think of myself in a poor way, I'm ugly. The universe is going to see that what we're putting out to it and reflect it back to us and magnify it even more. We're going to get more stressed out, we're going to feel like we're more ugly, we're going to have less self-esteem, we're going to have all of that. But in return, if we think of ourselves as a six-figure guy that's making six figures, guy or girl, or making six figures a year, how's that? How's the universe going to take that information? It's going to take that information well, because what does a six-figure a year person do? Are they going to be happy? Are they not going to care about buying that Subway sandwich? Are they not going to think of themselves as a poor person? They're not going to correlate poor with yourself. You're going to reflect the energy out of a rich person, wealthy, you're abundant, you don't worry about money, you don't get stressed out anymore. For me in my life, confidence is a big thing. I want to have 20,000 subscribers. I want to be making $20,000 a month. $20,000 a month. Would I be scared to wear that piece of clothing to school if I have all of those things? Would I care what the girl or guy says to me, making fun of me at school? No, because I'm making $20,000 a month and I have 20,000 subscribers. No, would you care? You have to actually manifest what you want to manifest. You have to live without it actually appearing. You have to have the trust and faith. Christians don't actually get to see Jesus. I don't actually get to see Jesus or God, but we have that faith so ingrained in our brain that we know it's true. Same for Muslims. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't get to see the seed, but you know the plant it's gonna form. Avocado tree. You plant that seed, you know it's gonna form an avocado tree. We don't see the results of my $20,000 a month. I planted the seed and I've ingrained it in my mind, and it's growing. The universe is going to start reflecting that energy back out to me. So think about that for a second. The universe you will never get what you want until you're able to live as if it as if it already happened. You got to live your daily life. You can't be stressed out. I can't be stressed out. Oh, I'm not at 20,000 subscribers. My last video got 80 views. If I'm stressed about that, and I gotta look. If I'm stressed about that, that's just never gonna come true. My manifestation is never gonna come true. But if I look at that 80 views and I have a smile on my face and say I have 20,000 subscribers, I say that to myself. I don't get down on myself for having 80 views. It's part of the process, you know. I know it's a part of the process, but I don't look at 80 views and let that define me. I let the 20,000 subscribers define me. If you let your current situation define you and put you in a low vibration, low frequency, and you're never going to have your manifestations come true. No matter how much you want it, it will never come true, because you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. You reflect that energy out to the universe, the energy is going to reflect it back to you. So you reflect the energy that you want, and the universe is going to reflect that energy exactly back to you. So think about it. So don't get on yourself about this stuff. Always keep that smile on your face. Now that it's such an interesting concept, because if I reflect that, oh, I got 80 views, bro, I want 20,000 subscribers. Guess what? The universe is gonna keep on reflecting that back to me. So I'm grateful that my perception has changed, and I know how this shit works. No matter how bad your current situation is, if you look at that and say, "Dang, this is nothing. I'm gonna be making this. I'm gonna have that," You keep that smile on your face, bro. It's a matter of time before your manifestations come true. But it works whatever technique. You can script out your life. You can do whatever. You meditate, but it will never come true unless you're able to live your life day to day without seeing the results, but living like you already have the results. You're walking around with confidence like you are making six figures. You're walking around like you are attractive as fuck. You carry yourself properly. To attract what you want for your manifestations to come true, you actually have to have it on the mental plane. In your mind, you really got to have it. In your mind, you got to be that person. It's kind of like how kids like um play pretend and like pretend they're like a president. They pretend like they're in the military. They pretend like they're a king or something like that. You gotta pretend like you're that person in your mind and actually believe it and know it's coming to you. And yeah, your manifestations will come true like that. And you got to stay consistent with everything. And it takes time to fully immerse yourself in your new identity. It takes a little bit of time before you actually get used to your new identity, it to break away from your old self that always thinks of yourself as a victim, your old self that doesn't I can't buy that Subway sandwich no matter how bad I want it because I'm poor. Your old self that thinks you're ugly. It takes a little time to shift away from that and start walking with your chest up, being confident, smiling more, being grateful. Because in a grateful being having gratitude is very important when manifesting. Like, this is something I do every day. Every day, I'm grateful for the universe, Jesus, God, for bringing me what I want, for making my manifestations come true. Think of that, what the universe takes that in. If I'm reflecting gratitude, thank you, universe, for giving me that. Come on, that's like a cheat code. Shout out Bob Proctor. Shout out Bob Proctor. Love you, man. But yeah, you gotta have gratitude. It takes time to shift away, but when you shift away, you gotta be happy. You gotta feel feelings of gratitude, love, be nice to people. People be nice to you. Whatever energy you reflect in the universe is gonna reflect it back to you. Okay, it's a lot to do with identity shifting. That's one of the big things. That's mostly what it is. Manifesting is identity shifting. You can do all the scripting in the world. You can do all the meditating. You can do all the affirmations. But if you don't identity shift into that person and reflect the energy out, that who you want to become, and be the person that you want to become before you're actually that person, your manifestations will never come true. You're never gonna have your desired reality if you don't become the person who you want to become before you are it. All right. What's another way to put this? No, there's pretty much no other way to put it. You got to become that person before you are that person. Will Smith said he was always an A-list celebrity, and we just didn't know it yet. That's a true quote from him. I think it goes like the interviewer goes like something like that, and he's like, "I was always a A-list celebrity. You all just didn't know it yet." So that means mentally, he was always that guy. He always thought of himself that way, and guess what? He manifested his desired reality of being an A-list celebrity because he was that on the mental plane. Spiritually and mentally, he was an A-list celebrity. If you think about how you can transform your life if you were who you wanted to be mentally and spiritually, you thought of yourself that way. You didn't think of yourself as a victim. You thought of yourself as people love me, people respect me. I love myself. You got to have the most self-respect ever. You can't call yourself ugly. You got to have the most self-respect ever to really transform and have your manifestations come true. It's not about what you want, it's about who you are. It's about the energy you reflect in the universe, and the universe will reflect it back to you. That's pretty much sums up this video. How to manifest manifestation so quick, like a cheat code, whatever it is. Because manifestation is a cheat code. You can have your desired reality. You just gotta shift into it before you become it, and you can manifest anything into your life. Hopefully this could help you guys. You guys are witnessing my manifestations come true like that. You'll see by the end of the year. Trust me. Subscribe. This won't be the last time you're seeing me. Peace. Love y'all.